Aloha, friends and family, and welcome back to the reading of Ascension, the shift to the fifth dimension. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You have arrived at a very important point in your evolutionary history. You have arrived at a point where you no longer need to think about contracts and blueprints and agreements. If you are living something that is as a result of one of these pre-incarnational choices, the truth is that you no longer need to live it. If you are living something out of a sense of obligation or guilt because you believe that you made a pre-incarnational choice about it, then we hereby release you from that contract. We want you to understand how free you really are. Freedom really is a choice and a state of being. It is one that presents itself to you every day, but you sometimes choose to ignore it and instead get sucked into habitual thoughts, words, and actions. The belief that certain circumstances were preordained has served you up until this point, because that has been the case at one time or another in your lives. But now the time is different. The energies are different. The energies around you now are about liberating you from karmic cycles. And so we suggest that you reach for that knowing within yourself. We suggest that you reach for what resonates about this transmission, and we suggest that you choose freedom. Choose to be free from anything that feels binding or limiting in any way. Free yourselves from these obligations that you sometimes feel compelled to work within and stay within. The mission and purpose of your life is yours to determine for yourself. You have made it this far on your journey, and that means you are entitled to make decisions for yourselves. You are free from contractual obligations, and you can start living that way as soon as you like. We are so thrilled to offer you this transmission and free you of the burdensome thoughts around being in a pre-birth agreement that you are somehow obligated to stick with. We want to grant you your freedom, but in truth you have given it to yourselves. Take it. You have the propensity towards good, towards doing the right thing. You have an innate desire to be good, and that is because when you are doing something that aligns with the source, you feel powerful, you feel love, you feel that connection to where you are from. You come from source, and source is unconditional love. Everything else that you see being played out on your world between individuals, between nations, and between groups is just to get you to experience the good that you are. It's not a test. You don't have to pass the test in order to ascend or to have eternal life. You get to experience the goodness of who you really are. That's the point of being on planet Earth, experiencing all of the trials and tribulations and feeling those emotions. If you can do all of that and still feel good about yourself and about your actions, then you will have moved past the illusion that there is anything but good, that there is anything but light, and that there is anything but love. And then you will know that you have succeeded in your mission to know yourself as you truly are. That is a primary mission for all beings, no matter who they are. The mission is always the same. Whether you are human, animal, or extraterrestrial, You all want to know yourselves as you truly are, and you truly are good. You truly are fearless. You truly are love. So this illusion that you participate in gives you the opportunity to feel what it's like to go against your true nature, because when you do, you have the prodigal son experience of returning home to who you really are, and that movement from feeling separate to feeling one with Source is the ultimate experience. It's what all of this is about, and it's all worth it. We have established a sense of unity among all in our collective, and that unity has brought us closer to other collectives, councils, and beings of light and love. When we stopped seeing ourselves as individuals and started to feel the harmony that comes from knowing ourselves as a collective, everything became easier. Imagine how much easier things would be on planet Earth if you worked together instead of always competing. Collaboration is the way of the future. It is the fifth dimensional way. When you connect with others who have similar interests or similar beliefs, you feel better. You feel more whole and complete. You then want to extend that feeling out to include others. You will benefit greatly from including others in your sense of community, even those you disagree with, even those who do things that you would never do and say things that you would never say. The sooner you start to navigate through your life with the knowingness that these individuals are a part of your community, the easier you will make things on yourselves as you shift your consciousness. The shift doesn't have to be hard. It can be done with ease. But a big part of that is going to be creating the unity that you want to create. The unity that is necessary to see yourselves as a collective. You don't need to agree with everyone in order to acknowledge them. You can give others the free will that Source has granted them, and you can accept them and love them unconditionally. This is something that you are destined to do, so why not do it now? Do it now while the world around you seems so bitterly polarized, and see how much easier your life gets. See how much progress you can make just by including one more person in your sense of unity, your sense of being a collective, right here and right now. It is the perfect time for you to express yourself as you know yourself to truly be. What the world needs now more than anything else is authentic human beings. You need more examples of your genuine nature to inspire others and to give others the opportunity to see themselves. You see, when you are true to yourself, you are more good to your fellow humans than when you pretend to be what you think you are supposed to be. Even if what you think you are supposed to be is somehow someone who does whatever he or she can to be of service, you are not helping anyone by pretending. And you are most of service when you recognize that at times you need to just chill out. You need to honor yourself so that others can follow your example. If you are going to create a new earth where everyone is respected, acknowledged, honored, appreciated, and where all are treated equally, then that earth must have room for everyone as they truly are. Now, we are not specifically talking about pretending to be someone or something to impress other humans. We are also talking about the need that some of you feel to be perfect spiritual persons. To be the perfect New Ager. To be awakened and enlightened means to be accepting of all parts of yourself. It does not mean that you have to do everything that you think a spiritual and awakened person does. So let yourself off the hook. Be kind to yourself and honor your needs and desires in the moment, because that is the version of you that will be of most service to others who need permission to be themselves as well. You grant each other the permission when you recognize that who you are as individuals is unique and does not have to fit into some preordained version of what being spiritual and awakened means. Chapter 7, Your Spiritual Evolution. What it means to be awakened. It is a beautiful sight to behold one of you having a moment of awakening. We see the awakening experiences occurring on your planet, and each time it happens, another light is shining more brightly. Many of you wonder what it takes to be considered awakened, and it is quite simple. You are awake when you acknowledge that you are a source energy being who is creating the reality that you are experiencing. Now, you are not always going to maintain that truth in your consciousness as you navigate through your lives. You're going to have moments where you feel quite separate from the person in the car that just cut you off. There are going to be times when you feel like a victim. There are going to be times when you judge others. But the beauty of your status as awakened beings is that you will always come back to the truth of who you really are. And when that really sinks into your consciousness, you will also be looking at others in the same way. You will see others as beings of light and love. You will see them as source energy, and you will accept that others will create experiences that are different from yours. You will accept their creations without judgment. You will come to know that whatever someone else is dabbling in, they will also be coming back to the truth of who they are, and they will somehow be better off for having had that experience. It is so important that you allow each other to have different experiences and to coexist harmoniously, not feeling threatened at all by what anyone else is doing, and certainly not by what anyone else is believing. When you truly embrace the truth that you are source energy beings, you understand that everything that you experience stems from something inside of you. And so the more you turn your attention back on yourselves for the truth of who you are and for the momentary vibration you are offering, the more awakened and enlightened you will become. This is your destiny. This is the destiny of every single human who is living on Earth at this time. Some of you will get there sooner than others, and when you do, you will reach out as source energy with a compassionate hand. We have noticed that the human race is very focused upon what is going on outside of each of you. You pay attention to what is happening in your community, in your country, in the world, in your families, in the lives of celebrities. You focus on so much of what is happening around you that you forget to check in with what is going on within you. Part of the reason why you have developed this tendency is because of the number of times you have heard about something bad happening. Whether it was someone you knew or to a stranger, it does not matter. When you hear about something bad happening, and you are told that someone else was to blame, then you keep yourself stuck in a victim-perpetrator dichotomy, and this is not where you want to be. When you are looking outside of yourself, take note of how often a person is blaming some entity outside of themselves for their current situation, and compare that to how often you are hearing about people creating their reality. Now, of course, you can narrow your scope. You can only follow people on social media who are awake and who are taking responsibility for their lives. But you are still a part of a human collective consciousness that believes in victimhood, and you are still a part of a collective consciousness that wants people to pay for what they have done. It is time for all of you who are awake to be the change makers that you came here to be. One of the easiest and yet most effective ways that you can do this is by being responsible for your own lives. Take responsibility for your creations. Be aware of what you are feeling, what you are vibrating, and whether you are claiming to be a victim. You don't need to worry about changing the world outside of you. You don't need to change who is in charge. The police, the military, and the government are not in charge, really. You are. And the more of you who take ownership of that fact, the less you need to look outside of yourselves for fear that someone in a position of authority or power is going to take something away from you or persecute you. Now is the time to step into your power, and it is much easier than you think. You take back your power when you not only take note of your vibration, but you also take the time to shift it to a higher frequency. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. And if I may ask all of you to send love and light and healing vibrations. One of my soulmates, one of my best friends, had a bad motorcycle accident. And he's got some brain bleeding, some broken ribs, a punctured lung. And I really haven't got much info beyond that, but obviously he's going to need to heal up. And he is awake, very much awake, one of the most awakened people that I know, and someone that I've watched wake up over the course of the last 5 or 6 years. And it's been absolutely amazing to experience it, as I myself have been waking up as well over the last 5 and 6 years, so it's kind of something we've done together. I do believe he will come back stronger and even more awake after this. But it takes time usually to heal the physical body when it's been traumatized quite badly. And since it includes the brain, there's just no telling, what kind of differences there might be, but he's definitely been, a testimony. He lives in a different state. We live in different states, but to the people that are around him, he's definitely a shining light and has represented the Source's love greatly. And it would be too soon, to lose him right now, because I do believe he's a key player in helping our Earth shift to the fifth dimension. His name is Tom, and if you could just send him some love and some light and some healing vibrations, and let's get him back on his feet and healed up as soon as possible, so that we can resume helping this whole world, transition to make the shift. It's happening. We all feel it, and most of us see it. But I think mainly right now people are feeling it, and they're not quite sure what to make of that. And they're looking to verify it with what they see. But after you ground in and root in and really stabilize the feeling, then you see the seeing. Remember, because everything comes from within us. So if you want everything out there to reflect beauty and wonder and harmony and love and unity and light, that first has to ground within us. That first has to be rooted in our very own hearts. So we leave you in the love and the unity and the light of the infinite Creator. Until next time, my beautiful friends and family. And thank you for your prayers. see and feel yourself in perfect wholeness.